I'm back. How's everyone doing? Today I just spent a good part of the morning arguing with health insurance, so yay. But other than that, I'm doing pretty good. So today I thought I'd talk about one of my favorite mythical creatures, the unicorn. I've always been a fan of the unicorn since I was very little. I think one of my first images of a unicorn was either from the animated film The Last Unicorn or the movie Legends, which is a Ridley Scott. So it was my first Ridley Scott film. So yeah, had a unicorn in it. So, so yeah, but yeah, I've always had a fondness for unicorns. And so I learned everything I could about the Western view of the unicorn and how a pure white beast with a golden horn that can purify polluted water or heal all those pure of heart of any injury. So yeah, I always thought that was kind of cool. Yeah. So and as I got older, I learned more about the whole mythology of unicorns in Europe, which was not good for the unicorn. Oh my god. Yeah, the unicorn hunt. Ugh. Then again, we're not real big fan of the whole hunting scene as is seen over in Europe, just because you can look at the English in their fox hunts. Okay, do I have to say any more? So yeah, and hold on, I was prepared a little bit today. So according to Wikipedia, which is not a reliable source, but it does help because it gives you some stuff that our places just won't. They get too academic in their talking about it. Oh, where is it? Give me a moment. Yeah, I'm really prepared, aren't I? Oh yeah, the entrapment. And this is from Wikipedia. So I'm going to read this quote. The unicorn, though its impediments and not knowing how to control itself, for the love of its bearers to fair maidens forget its veracity in wilderness, and lay aside all fear, it will go up to a seated maiden and go to sleep in her lap, and thus the hunters take it. Really? Really? Uh-huh. There's a whole bunch of BS on that one. So yeah, that's according to the medieval doctrine of how to get a unicorn. You put a maiden out in the field, and she's pure. The unicorn will come and lay its head in her lap, and that makes it so much easier for the hunters to come in and slit its throat and take the horn. So yeah, that doesn't go well with me at all. But yeah, according to a lot of written stuff, the first unicorn was in a Greek historian's book of natural creatures. And it's not described as the way we all picture a unicorn, the tall, graceful white mare with a golden horn, or the white stallion with a gold. Either way, it's a pure white with a golden horn. Uh, Again, according to Wikipedia, oh, I guess I can't find it. Oh wait. Oh yeah, I did find it. According to Pliny the Elder, mentions the ox of an Indian ox, perhaps a rhinoceros. Again, I don't see how you can mix a rhinoceros with a unicorn. But anyway, as a one-horned beast, as well as a fierce animal called. I'm not even going to try to pronounce these names because I can barely speak English, people. But it has the head of a stag, the feet of an elephant, the tail of a boar, and the rest of the body is that of a horse. So, according to the Greeks, a unicorn's weird menagerie of different animals. Like, again, this is not what we see in the medieval tapestries of a unicorn. again, the white, graceful, golden horn unicorn. Okay, so we've gone from this thing that's supposedly a rhino, but also the head of a stag, and basically, if anyone's familiar with reindeers, elks, and everything, completely different face. So yeah, we have a whole completely different way of looking at stuff of what the ancient Greeks said a unicorn was. But also, elephant's feet. I'm like, elephant's feet is nowhere near, again, with the medieval vision of what we've based unicorns on. At least in Europe, we do. European sense and Western culture, all that stuff. But I wanted to go with, because even though what we mainly see as a unicorn is a little different than how rest of the world may have seen a unicorn-like creature. And pardon me here. Here it is. Again, according to Wikipedia, in Chinese mythology, I know I'm gonna mispronounce this one so wrong, and I'm so sorry. The queen, again, according to the Wikipedia I'm looking at, is the Chinese unicorn, and is described as a single horn creature, but it's a hybrid, and it's mostly, they want to say, it's mostly related to a chimera, and chimeras are different according to Greek mythology too. So, but anyway, according to this, with the body of the deer, the head of a lion, the green scales, and the long forward curving horn, this is the Chinese queen. And so I kind of thought that was a little bit more interesting, that in China they have this completely different looking creature, but it's a little bit more believable to think about, just because they're also comparing it to might be a chimera. So, and chimeras are known to have a lion's head. So the only difference is the Chinese unicorn has a curved horn on its head and scales. But also, it's also compared to what it symbolizes in, I guess, mainly in Asian cultures, wealth, dynasties, and all that stuff. So, and with Western cultures, which is what we basically based a lot of our study mythology on, is that the unicorn symbols purity. And I have a really hard time with the whole concept of purity, just because it's been used against people so much, especially women, because they're like, "Oh, you're not pure, no, therefore you're not worthy of anything." So yeah, but it's just one of those things. Like, they symbolize purity with the color white. I'm like, no, white. I'm from New England. White doesn't stay white long in New England, especially where I'm from. We have mud. I'm a Vermonter, and we have mud season. Yeah, so nothing stays white at all. White cars, forget it. So yeah, so to something to stay pure white, that's magic in itself. People have spent a fortune on their laundry alone to keep things pure, snowy white. It must be pure white. I'm like, no, let's not do that. So I like to think, if you're going to talk about pure, means your heart. You're a good person. So, but yeah, that's probably not what they were talking about either. So, but also, the unicorn is also the national creature of Scotland. And this, when I learned this, I thought that was like, wow, they didn't pick an existing creature, they picked a mythical creature. So I thought that was really cool. And if you look at the whole symbol, the national seal of Scotland, the unicorn is chained by gold, because that is the only element metal that's pure or strong enough to hold a unicorn, and you realize that gold itself in its purest form is the softest metal out there. So to cage a unicorn, you have to use basically pure gold, and pure gold is very hard to come by. So it's very hard to cage a unicorn, and I think that shows to the spirit of a lot of Scots people. So they don't want to be caged and all this stuff, like same with the climate, with the whole Scotland's fight for independence right now, especially with everything going on in the world. So yeah, if Scotland ever does become independent, yay! And I think the gold chains will be coming off that unicorn pretty soon on their on their seals. But yeah, so again, the unicorn with me is just that it's one of my favorite creatures, and not because it was a symbol of purity or anything like that. For me, the unicorn was a symbol of strength. Because if you look at the movie The Last Unicorn, and yes, I did read the book. So yeah, if you read the book, The Last Unicorn, everything she went through, she still stayed strong. So yeah, and when you watch the movie Legend, and the stallion was the one that was dying. It was the mare that was still alive, and she stayed strong too. So for me, the unicorn is a symbol of strength and everything. And it takes a lot to be a strong being, especially if you're put with the task of cleaning up polluted water. That's a lot to put on one creature. So yeah, like I said, I don't agree with the trapping of the unicorn, because unicorns should not be trapped. If they're still out there, please stay free. Stay free. Stay free. So yeah. So that's one of my favorite creatures, the unicorn. I do have other favorite creatures. I definitely love the phoenix. So maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow. So I hope everyone's doing good. Hope you're all staying as well as you can. Take a deep breath, and I'll see you guys next time.